Before the hum of our modern world, before the forests of steel and glass, there was a different kind of ambition, a quieter, heavier dream. It was an impulse born from the earth itself, to see a mountain and desire not to conquer it, but to build one. To witness a star and yearn to create a light that could guide 1,000 ships home. This is not a story of buildings. It is a story of ghosts, of 7 immense heartbeats that for a time pulsed across the ancient world. They are the echoes of what we were and what we still yearn to be. They are the 7 wonders. One still stands, a silent king on a throne of sand, the Great Pyramid of Giza. It does not scrape the sky like our towers of today. It is the sky and the land and the geometry of the stars made manifest. For 4,500 years, it has watched empires rise and turn to dust. It has felt the sun of 10 million mornings warm its face. We see it as a tomb, a monument to a pharaoh's ego, but feel its presence. It is an anchor, a fixed point in the swirling chaos of human history. Each of its 2 million stones, a testament to a single, unified, impossible thought. It wasn't built to be seen by the living, but to commune with eternity. It doesn't shout its greatness. It waits in perfect, patient silence for you to feel your own fleeting mortality in its shadow. It is the last of its kind, breathing the slow, dry air of deep time.
And then there is the one we cannot find, a wonder that may have existed only in the heart, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Was it a legend? A poem whispered from a homesick queen? A memory of green hills in a land of baked earth? If it was real, it was an act of profound love, a mountain of life built in defiance of the desert, a cascade of trees, vines, and blossoms engineered with the genius of a river god to create a paradise where none should be. Imagine the scent on the dry air, the cool shade, the sound of water, the most precious music of all. The gardens are not a loss of stone, but a loss of a beautiful, impossible dream. A testament that sometimes the most wondrous things are built not for glory, but simply to soothe a single aching soul.
For centuries, the edge of the world was a place of terror. But on the coast of Egypt, a new kind of star was born. The Pharos of Alexandria. It was not a monument to a god or a king, but a monument to us, to our desire to connect, to trade, to find safe harbor. 300 feet of white marble, crowned with a mirror that reflected the sun by day and a fire that blazed all night. Its light was a promise that you were not lost, that home and knowledge and community were near. It watched over the greatest library the world had ever known, a beacon of stone, guarding a beacon of thought. It fell to the patient, relentless power of the earth. The world grew a little darker, the coastline a little more lonely. It was humanity's answer to the gods, the Colossus of Rhodes. 100 feet of gleaming bronze, forged from the weapons of a defeated enemy, shaped into the form of their sun god Helios. It did not stand astride the harbor. That is a myth. It stood on a hill, a sentinel, a defiant declaration of freedom, its face turned to the eternal sun. For 54 years it was the embodiment of human pride, a brazen giant of Greek fame. And then the earth, in a single violent shudder, reminded the giant of its place. The Titan fell, a god brought to its knees. For centuries its magnificent ruins lay where they fell, a lesson in humility, even more profound in its destruction than it had been in its glory. Two wonders were built not for cities, but for the gods themselves. At Ephesus, a forest of marble, the temple of Artemis, so vast, so beautiful, it was said the goddess herself came down from the wild to dwell within it. It was a sanctuary, burned and rebuilt, more glorious each time, until a fever of fanaticism consumed it for good, leaving only a single sorrowful column. And at Olympia, silence. Here, inside a darkened temple, sat the king of the gods, the statue of Zeus, 40 feet of ivory and gold. To gaze upon its face, ancient writers said, was to forget all your earthly troubles. It was not a sculpture. It was a presence. We do not know its fate. It did not fall. It did not burn. It simply vanished from history. A god who perhaps simply decided it was time to leave the world of men.
And what of the last? The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, so grand it gave its name to all tombs that followed. But it was not born of power. It was born of grief, a queen's final monumental tribute to her dead husband and brother, Mausoleus. It was a pyramid of love, adorned with sculptures so beautiful they wept with life. One by one they fell, to fire, to the quaking earth, to the slow, grinding teeth of time. All that is left of most are whispers, ghosts on the landscape of our imagination. But the impulse, that endures. The seven wonders are not truly lost. They are the DNA of our ambition. They echo in every bridge that spans an impossible gulf, every telescope that reaches for a distant star, and every work of art that tries to capture a fleeting, human feeling. The wonder wasn't the stone or the gold or the bronze. The wonder was us, that for a brief, shining moment we dared to build for eternity, and the echo of that effort will never truly fade.